Oh, look at that. It's Weston editing the video. You can see a little bit of my reflection. Yeah, that means I made a mistake. I want to emphasize, because I don't say it in the video, every time that I say record for quality starts, I understand that it was consecutive, but I'm really happy with my takes, and I'm not going to reshoot it just to add the word consecutive to all of it. So I understand that it's consecutive quality starts and not just quality starts in general. I'm aware. Please don't yell at me.
Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about game 147 of the regular season, where the Astros win 11-2 over the Oakland Athletics. And Framber Valdez has set an MLB record. Frambers is getting the end of this video. I'm just point blank, he's getting the end of it. We'll go through the offense, we'll go through the bullpen, and then we'll talk about the man of the hour. And offensively, the Astros were wonderful. And that's the funny part about this, is the Astros offense was great. 11 runs scored, 15 hits, expected batting average in this game of 320. Like, that's a great offensive performance, right? And performers. Yet Jose Altuve would have a 3-hit game and draw a walk. He was fantastic. Yordan Alvarez would have a pair of base hits, pair of doubles, 4 total RBIs today, a couple of hard hit balls. He's back on a tear. That's awesome to see. Alex Bregman would have an RBI base hit, nothing too shabby there, off of a double. Yuli Gurriel would have a good game. Pair of base hits, nothing too shabby there. Martin Maldonado would be absolutely ridiculous today. He'd have a home run for 3 runs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a 3-run home run. He'd have another RBI. He'd have a 4-hit game, for crying out loud. Martin Maldonado. I mean, good God, have an afternoon. Chas McCormick as well had a solid day. Had a walk, pair of runs scored, had a base hit. Nothing too shabby there. The offense was absolutely fantastic. And I say the offense in broad strokes because this was one of those games where it wasn't a back-and-forth battle. It was the Astros began to win, and by the 3rd inning, it was pretty much a guarantee, and soon thereafter, it would become a blowout. So, I mean, man, offensively, that's enough for a story. The bullpen having 3 perfect innings, garnering 5 strikeouts in those 3 innings, that's also a great story. Phil Maton came in. 7th inning, he looked good, got a strikeout, gave up a base hit and a hard hit ball, but nothing too shabby there. Nothing to be concerned about Montero. 8th inning, looked great. Pair of strikeouts, no base runners. Clean inning. Ryan Presley, same thing. Gave him a hard hit ball, but that was it. Pair of strikeouts. Clean 1-2-3 inning, if I'm not mistaken. He had quite a few, 4 swings and misses in his inning. Nothing too shabby there. Bullpen is enough to be its own little, that's a story. The bullpen being great. But neither of them are the story tonight. They just aren't. The story, through and through, is Framber Valdez. Take you back in time just a little ways. The year was 2020. Yes, it was a garbage year, and we've all tried to suppress it, but I'm going to remind you of it. I believe it was the 10th game of the Astros season. It was a Sunday afternoon in LA against the Angels, and the Astros in trouble early. Starter knocked out. We needed some innings. And we looked to a guy who was kind of a starter, but, he was rested enough that he could come in and fill in just for an emergency relief appearance. And that man was Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez coming off of 2018 and 2019, where there were promises, there were flashes, but I don't think anyone was really high on Framber going into 2020. At the very least, I know I personally just wasn't at all. And Framber Valdez on that Sunday gave us quality innings. He was the winning pitcher for that game, and the Astros won that game, and it was huge. It was especially huge because the Astros would not have a winning record in 2020, and every win that we had counted. And in that video, I said that even though it was early, even though it was super early in the season, Framber Valdez might have saved the season. That was all before what he would go on to do the rest of the season, where he'd be one of probably our best pitchers that season in 2020, where he would go on to receive Cy Young votes, before he would go on the next season to have his best statistical season, even missing a little bit of time. But a 3.16 ERA, his best to date. A very, very good season, and have some solid playoff performances. It was especially before he would go on this season to have a sub-3, a damn near 2.5 ERA, before he would make an all-star game. And now has set the Major League Baseball record for quality starts. Oh, and he did it with a gem. What a game from Frambers Valdez. 14 swings and misses this afternoon, 7 strikeouts, only gave up 1 walk, only a pair of runs, only 5 hard hit balls in 6 innings of work, well below where I like it to be. 4 base hits. Frambers pitched great. He was absolutely amazing. And with that great performance, he sets the Not the franchise! What am I saying? The franchise! No. The major league mark for quality starts. Now, I have my grumbles with quality starts as a statistic. I do. My grumbles with it is it doesn't tell you about the performance of the player. And that's still valid. It doesn't tell you how many strikeouts to walks they gave up. It doesn't tell you, what they did to get to there. But, and this is the big but that I'm going to give you for the statistic and for Frambers Valdez, because as much as I can argue and talk about sabermetrics and shake my fist in the air about advanced analytics, I have got to give Frambers his flowers, because 25 consecutive quality starts doesn't tell you hard hit rate, doesn't tell you expected runs, it doesn't tell you any of the stuff like that, K to walk rate, none of that. But what it does tell you is that Frambers Valdez has, for 25 consecutive games, gone out, given you a lot of innings, and in the process has never had a genuinely bad game. And we play a sport among the highest level of competition in the world. The best baseball players in the entire planet. Of the 7.5, or is it now over 8 billion people on this planet, only the top few hundred make it to this level. And no one in that top point, just decimal of a percentage point, has in this 25 game run been able to force Frambers Valdez to have a genuinely bad game. And that's not just impressive. That's not just hard to do. That was, until this afternoon, Sunday, September 18th of 2022, that was impossible. And Frambers just did it. Players, when they win the Cy Young, don't have stretches like this, where they can just go and be perfect. DeGrom had blow-ups in 18 and 19. Verlander's had a blow-up or two this season. Players have blow-ups. It happens. But it hasn't happened to Frambers this year. And that is, it's impressive to have that number based upon the fact that he hasn't gone out and genuinely had a bad game in almost a full season. That's impressive, right? 25 games, 25 starts, that's nearly a full season. Heck, with the way some pitchers are utilized now, one injury and that is a full season. It's going to be around 25 starts. So the fact that he's gone out and been able to do that, nearly a full season, without having a blow-up, is incredibly impressive. But also in the day and age we are, the way pitchers are used to go out there every single time and get to that mark, to get 6, 7, 8, and on the rare occasion, 9 innings. It blows my mind. So leading up to today, it was incredibly rare company. And after today, Frambers Valdez is now in uncharted territory. How long is the streak going to continue? I don't know. It'd be cool to see it keep going. Be cool to see it hit maybe 30. I don't know if it will, but that'd be unbelievable. If it reached 30, which I don't think he could do this season, but if it was consecutive, so this season then into next year, or even if he could just finish it out this season, it's a record that I don't know that it'll ever be touched, truly. Just with the way pitchers are utilized, the level of competition we have, I don't know that a pitcher is ever going to go that far again. But we all got to watch it. For 25 days, we got to watch Frambers Valdez do something that had never been done. So that was it for the game. The Astros now head to the Sunshine State of good old Central Florida to go over and play the Tampa Bay Rays. The first game is tomorrow night at 6:40 Eastern, 5:40 Central. The Rays are going to send Drew Rasmussen to the mound, and we are going to send Luis Garcia. So that could be interesting. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But that's all I have to say for the evening. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.